All right. Hey everyone. Welcome back. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Price. For those of you that don't know me, I'm still here, I guess. Um, so I guess this is what the first day of school is like whenever the world is burning down around you. We do it this way. So I don't have a whole lot this week. I don't have a lot that I'm going in depth with. I'm going to go through some kind of basic expectation stuff, some kind of laying out how this is going to work. Go over the things that I do know that I can relay to you, and then beyond that, I'm going to kind of leave you alone. You've got some stuff from the district to do this week, and then we'll probably start class in earnest with our like regular class assignments and stuff starting next week. So let's go ahead and get started with kind of what this year is going to look like and what I know and kind of what I don't. Um, I'm going to put myself down here real quick out of the way. All right, so I'm sorry about that. Attendance. Your attendance is based solely on whether or not you log into Schoology in the 24 hours of any given day. So between midnight on Monday morning and midnight on Tuesday morning, as long as you log in at any point, you get counted as present for all of your classes. Um, it is what it is. Truancy does count. So if you don't log in or if you forget to and you miss those 5 days, that's going to count as 5 unexcused absences for all of your classes. And because we're not on an alternating A/B schedule right now, like 5 days counts as missing 5 of those classes, which is a huge percentage of your overall like class time. So they're going to send you off to truancy court. A class that meets every day per week, so on a 4x4. So, for instance, if you're a CP student, your non IB classes that meet every day, they're supposed to do 3 hours of direct instruction a week. IB classes are still in the AB calendar, and so we're going to aim for about an hour and a half of instruction per week for those AB calendars on average, right? One thing that you will notice, actually, if you look in the folder for this week in Schoology, I have the AB calendar, so that way you can kind of map it all out. It's going to be a little bit hard to keep track of which one is which, so I would recommend printing that out so that way you can keep track of it. Some other policies that have changed this year. Per district policy, as long as we are online, we are allowed to have strict due dates, and we do not have to adhere to the retake policy that we have in the past. So before in the past, there were no real due dates because you couldn't penalize for late work according to like district policy, and you could have as many retakes as you wanted to try and make stuff up. That's all now up to teacher discretion. I can tell you right now, those of you that know me know I don't really stress due dates that much. Those of you that are new to me this year, I typically, if we're having school actually in the classroom, I typically don't. As long as you get it turned in before the last Monday of the 9 weeks, I'm indifferent. This is going to be a little bit different because there are some assignments that are going to be time sensitive because they are based on things like discussion posts that it does discussion posts won't work if everyone just waits until the last week to do them, right? Like they kind of have to happen as we go along, or else there's no discussion really happening. So for some of those things, that they will be locked, and then some of the other larger summative assignments like papers and things like that, they will have a lot more flexible of a due date. I will try and put the actual due date in each assignment, and that should be accurate to when I expect it to be done. The only things that I can think of that are probably going to actually have really strong static due dates are going to be quizzes and discussion posts. So schedule. I don't know why that slide is in here. If you just want me to be honest, it has nothing to do with what we were supposed to be doing. I think I was supposed to include a schedule here, and instead you've got a slide about the IB programs at Antioch. Let's talk about the schedule. IB classes are still going to be on the AB format. No teacher is supposed to have a synchronous learning time that is longer than an hour. Your classes are going to have synchronous and asynchronous learning periods. All right. So synchronous is whenever they would like you to all be online at the same time, doing stuff together, and then asynchronous is going over here and working on your stuff all on your own. Right. So the each class is only supposed to have an hour per day of synchronous learning time at max. Every class is supposed to have 1 day a week that is just office hours and 1 day a week that is just independent work time. All right. So for me, what that looks like is we'll be doing synchronous learning on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we'll be following that AB calendar, right? So if you're on a Tuesday, Thursday, right, calendar there, we're only going to have synchronous learning once that week, right? And then Thursday will just be asynchronous learning day. Friday will always be my like office hour days. Those of you that have already had me before know, just send me an email. It doesn't really matter if it's office hours or not. I'll take care of it. I typically respond back really, really quickly. Those of you that are new, if you just email me, I typically get back to you within 5 to 6 minutes unless I've got something else really urgent going on, and it never really takes more than 24 hours unless your request is just silly, and then I may just ignore you, but that probably won't happen. So anyways, synchronous learning time. For me, all of my lectures will be pre-recorded. All right, I got to be honest with you. I got a wife that's working at home too, because her stuff is all remote working. I got 2 kids. I got 2 dogs. There are too many variables during the day because when I'm supposed to be doing synchronous learning with you guys, my kids are also supposed to be doing synchronous learning with their classes. So my idea is I'm going to pre-record all of my lectures at night whenever it's quiet and I got lots of room to kind of do whatever, right? And then during the synchronous instruction time, we're going to be in that Teams meeting. I'll play the pre-recorded lecture, but then I'll also be in the chat so that way I can answer questions and give feedback in real time. So that way we can have what's called a back channel chat as the lecture is going on. This is also more equitable because then people that are not there for the synchronous learning, because remember, attendance is only just if you logged in that day. So I can't count it against you if you're not there for the synchronous learning. So anybody that isn't there for the synchronous learning still has full access to the actual content, right? So they can go in and do that, and then be prepared to do the assignments, whatever else. Is that everything? Yeah. All right. So getting close to the end, promise. Weekly expectations. Every week there's going to be a discussion thread. All right. You need to do 2 things with this discussion thread. One, you need to post your own response. All right. There will be a question or an idea or something that begs for your response. You need to respond to that prompt. Your response should be thorough. I'm not looking for 2 sentences here, guys. This is supposed to be the stand-in for your in-class participation. Your responses to these discussion posts are the representation of the mind that you have, right? So I guess if your mind is basic, maybe you want a basic reply where you've got like 2 sentences, but assuming that you're not basic, which I don't believe you are, come up with a more complex, nuanced, thoughtful reply. You can do this on your own time. You typically, as long as it gets done sometime during the week, we're good. And then you're going to reply to at least 2 other people's posts. So let's say that you decide that you're going to be eager beaver and go in there on Monday and post your response really, really early. You might want to come back like Wednesday or Thursday to check other people's to see and then reply there. Because what I don't want is I don't want like the same 3 people that just do it early, just talking to each other. And then we get all these people that come in later to do it and they're all just not getting any real responses or like replies. I like to see everybody get some kind of response to their discussion post because that's how we reciprocate conversation. That's how we embed discourse into our learning. That's how we learn to communicate with other people in our lives and in the world, which is kind of the point of this class, right? All discussion posts are going to be locked on Friday evening. Once that post is locked Friday evening, there's nothing you can do to recover the points for that grade. It's done. It's done. Discussion and quizzes are going to be the same way. The quizzes are my way of holding you accountable for the reading and for the content that you're supposed to be doing on your own whenever I can't see you and I can't interface with you, right? So I can't talk to you about it. We can't have an in-person conversation. So the way that I'm going to hold you accountable is some quizzes are probably going to be mostly open-ended questions, maybe some multiple choice and true false, but probably not. Because I think that multiple choice and true false are more gotcha questions, right? That's where if I ask you just generalized questions, it's much more challenging. So anyways, Every week, discussion thread, your post, and then 2 replies. Every week there will be other assignments like quizzes or essays that need written, or I might ask you to make a video, or I might ask you to make a piece of art. Who knows? I gotta be honest, I'm trying to figure out a lot of this as we go as well. So I don't know. Obviously, it's an English class. We're going to have to do a fair amount of writing and probably some peer revision as well. But you know, we're going to do what we can do, but you need to check the assignments every week. Some of them will be closed at that Friday evening. Some of them you'll have a bit longer time to work on if you want. All right. So let's talk about what we know and what we don't know. First things first, I have no idea how long we're going to be learning at home. I have no idea how long I'm going to have to talk to this camera sitting on top of my second computer monitor like it's people. Whenever it's not people, it's just a little black box. I don't know how long any of that's going to last. I don't think we're going to be back after Labor Day. I would love it if we were. That would be great for me. I miss my classroom. I miss my class. I miss talking to actual people instead of black boxes. I miss, just being a teacher, right? But I'm assuming that we're going to be in this mode for at least a little while, right? And so I'm trying to prepare that way. I'm trying to build a sustainable class ecosystem that we can maintain for months if need be. And then that way, if we go back in 3 weeks, excellent. But then if we're still doing this come January, well, we're going to make it work. All right. Nobody knows right now. As soon as I have any news, I'm a pretty transparent guy. I'll probably let you know. Our district actually doesn't really let teachers know anything ahead of time. Normally, the same time that you get the call outs with like information, we got an email maybe 30 seconds before they sent that out. So we typically don't know anything before anybody else. I don't know what IB assessments are going to look like. Seniors have the individual oral commentary that we need to do. We've got the HL essay that we need to do. I don't know how we're going to do either of those or what they look like in a virtual setting. I don't know anything about what's going to happen in May. May is a long ways off. We just got to play that one by ear. I don't know if they're going to lessen the requirements for the classes. I don't know if they're going to change the exams. I just don't know yet. As soon as we get any guidance from the IB, I'll be sure to let you know about it. But as of right now, I've got no updates as far as that goes. Same thing with the ACT. I know a lot of you need to take the ACT. I know a lot of you need to get those reps in, right? It's that time of year where like you should be looking at the schools that you want to go to if you're a senior, seeing what their average ACT score is, trying to get that score up there, taking it until you get there, right? I get that. I don't know what the ACT testing situation looks like or when it might be better or resolved or they start opening it back up. Again, as soon as I hear anything, I'll be sure to let you know. You might also want to keep up with Miss Dollar because she's typically on top of that stuff pretty well. Also, we got a new Gear Up coordinator this year. And if you're a senior, you get Gear Up services. Juniors, you still have to wait a year. But seniors, you should be able to get Gear Up services. So, reach out to your Gear Up coordinator. I'll see if I can find that name, and I'll throw it up in on some kind of a frequently asked questions document, something like that. All right. And we'll see what all we can get rolling with that. Seniors, I know this is so bizarre to think about, but college application season's kind of fast approaching. So you do kind of need to be thinking about what those next steps are for you, right? Whether that's you need a better ACT score, whether that's you need to get some transcript requests done, or you just need to start looking at schools and thinking about what kind of schools you want to go to. If you want a conference with me about that, if you want my feedback on what kind of school I think you should go to, I always have some ideas. I'll be happy to sit there and talk to you about it. Again, Fridays, that's kind of what my day is there for, right? Friday is my day to email with you guys, hop on a Teams meeting with you guys if you need to, whatever you need on Fridays, that's what that day is for. So just holler at your boy and let me know. All right, text this year. I gotta be honest with you. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of what we're going to do this year. I have plans for what this class looks like whenever I'm in a classroom. But for the seniors, we didn't have a full year last year. For the juniors, I'm starting and I don't really know anybody. You don't know me. I don't know you. It's a weird stranger situation. I'm talking to a black box and pretending that it's a you that I don't know. The whole thing is just not a great situation. So I'm kind of trying to revise the class to make it more engaging, but also build it around texts that I think are approachable and workable individually. A lot of you stole books from me last year, and I don't have them back yet. Not because you meant to steal books from me, just the pandemic happened and you had a bunch of my books, and I haven't gotten them back yet. So I don't know if we finished reading Wild Thorns. I know that we didn't read Persepolis. So, we got a little bit of catching up to do too. So, right now, I'm thinking that the three anchor texts for the course are going to be Kindred by Octavia Butler, Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, and Persepolis by Marjane. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of her name? Hold on. I know that makes me a terrible teacher. I should know. I should know her name. Persepolis is a word I very rarely spell right the first time. Oh, I got it that time though. Excellent. Marjane Satrapi. There you go. Satrapi. So I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not though. I'm just gonna own it. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. If you know that I'm not pronouncing it right, feel free to shoot that in the email or just add it to the discussion post. This is a comfortable space. We can all work on being better, right? That's fine. But anyways, those are the three texts that I think I'm going to build around. To anticipate questions, no, I don't know how I'm going to get those texts to you. I have no idea. If we're still on, I don't know. I'm still working on that. As soon as I figure it out, I'll let you know. Is that all that we're going to read? Absolutely not. These are anchor texts, and we're going to read other text around them. They're going to be kind of like our big idea text pillar in the middle, and then we're going to have some other text around them, and we're going to work on understanding those through what's called a synthesis, where you basically mash a bunch of crap together, and then you get new ideas out of it. This guy named Hegel is a philosopher. He had this idea that the only way that you ever come up with a new idea is if you have a thesis and an antithesis, and they meet together, and then you have a synthesis, and then that's what creates a new idea, right? So we're going to try and synthesize a bunch of stuff. Oh, that's a little bit of a rant. I'm sorry. I wander. You guys know this, all right? It is what it is. All right. First week. Let's talk about your first week of school. Welcome back, seniors. Last year, for better or worse, right? I don't know if you're prepared for the world. I wouldn't feel prepared for the world if I were you, seeing as how I've been inside my house for 6 months. But it is what it is. We're going to kick you out at the end of the year regardless, so we might as well embrace it. So what's your first week look like for juniors that don't know me? Well, we'll get into more in depth than that, specifically, especially with TOK. Starting next week. Basically, though, it works like this. You're going to watch this video. You're going to get all this information. We're at the end of this video now. But you got all this. Great. In the folder where you saw this video, in that week 1 folder, all right, there is a first week district outline that's going to have all the things that you're supposed to do or that the district is asking you to do during the first week. It's got all of the Schoology access codes in there. So just join those courses, go through that learning progression. I can't answer a whole lot of questions about it for you because I didn't make it. I don't know what's in there. I don't know. It's from the district. They told us to have you do it. I'm having you do it. So please go do it. All right. There is a weekly discussion thread. It's relatively low key. It's just asking about some reflective practices, because again, that's part of the IB Learner profile. So we're looking at being reflective, we're looking at trying to figure out our space in the world, being engaged, being critical thinkers and global citizens, right? Make sure that you've got a computer ready to go, that you know how Microsoft Teams works, that you know how Schoology works. If you don't know how Schoology works, you're not watching this video anyways, so I feel like we're already off to a good start here, right? Just make sure that you're ready to go. Everything that we do for our class will be done through Schoology. If I need to send you someplace else to do stuff, there will be a link to send you there through Schoology. So Schoology is going to be your one-stop shop for everything that you need for my classes, all right? So let's talk about the honest truth about this whole thing. This is a non-ideal situation, right? Black box, you're at home, I can't see you, you don't get to see me, and that's really disappointing for you, I know, because I'm an attractive man. I'm not going to look as good as I do whenever I'm at school because I'm at home, and whoever looks as good at home as they do at school, but regardless, right? You don't get to be in my presence. I get that that's a shame for you. I get that that's going to leave a gaping hole in your reality that you're going to just try and fill with snack food or Netflix or whatever. But we're going to get through this together. All right? You're going to move past the absence of me. I'm going to figure out how to talk to this black camera thing, right? But I think it's fine to admit that this isn't what any of us want, right? I would much rather be in a classroom teaching. I think some of you probably love this at home stuff, but some of you really probably miss school. Some of you really probably miss the social aspect. You miss seeing your friends. You miss having teachers to interact with, especially seniors. I know this really, really sucks for you guys because I know that your senior year is supposed to be a special year, right? And so I get it. But it is what it is, right? The world is in a unique place. It's been 100 years since we've had anything even kind of approaching this before. Um, all we can do is the best that we can do. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be perfect at this. All right. I've never taught an online class before. Those of you that have had me before, you know that I've used Schoology a little bit for things, mostly as submission assignments like sub work. I've never used it as my main content delivery module. A lot of my class is typically built around discussion and group work. I don't know how any of that works in this situation. I don't know. I'm going to do the best I can. I can promise you it's not going to be perfect. I don't even know if it's going to be approaching good. I'm just hoping that it will be sufficient, right? It's okay if you're not going to be perfect at this. It's okay if you've got a bunch of conflicting stuff. I know some of you are trying to work, some of you are trying to help out younger brothers and sisters, some of you are trying to help out parents. I get that there's a lot going on right now. I'm in the same boat. That's why I got to pre-record all of my lectures. I got two kids. I got an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old. My 6-year-old ended her kindergarten year last year online and starting first grade online. I get it. Do what you can. Do the best you can, but understand that it's fine. Nobody expects perfection here. All that I want to see is an honest effort, and we'll all work together, and we'll all figure it out together. It's going to be okay, all right? The upside of this is that in the current environment, almost everybody takes at least one online class at some point in their college career, right? So this will be a great preparation for that. This is you getting used to online learning. I'm actually trying very hard to build my classes the way that my wife's online classes were built whenever she went to MTSU. I paid a lot of attention to her. I helped her because she did like one semester online and she wasn't used to it. She actually prefers in-person classes, but I paid a lot of attention to the kind of the like structure, and so I'm trying to build my classes the way that those were structured, so that way, if nothing else, we can take this opportunity to give you a little bit familiarity, so that way, if you do have to do online classes going into your freshman year of college, right, you'll be good. As always, email me if you need something, right? Boom, it's right there. Those of you who are seniors, you've got a phone number that I gave you last spring for me. It still works. You guys did a great job of not blowing my spot up crazy like, and I can appreciate that. I got a couple of you that texted me whenever you like really absolutely needed things, and for the most part, you guys were super chill about it. Excellent. Same thing with the like email. It's right there on the screen. Email me if you need anything. Juniors, I don't know what that number is that I gave my seniors last year. I gotta find it. Once I find it, I will put it someplace so that way you can also text me if you need to text instead of just emailing me. I don't. My email gets pushed out to my phone. I'm usually really quick on that turnaround. So yeah, if you need something, let me know. If you're struggling, let me know. In this situation, you need to advocate for yourself. All right? I can't see you. I can't read body language. You're just a little black plastic box on top of my monitor. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in your life unless you tell me. All right? So please advocate for yourself. Now, maybe I'll get to see some of you for like synchronous learning time if you guys come. I'll be there. I'll turn on my camera. Maybe you'll turn on your camera. Maybe we'll get to see each other. I don't know. Maybe. But if not, and you need things, you need to tell me. Okay, and then I will go out of my way to try and help you. Um, that's all I've got. I'm at 25 minutes and 40 something seconds, I think, here. So, yeah, go do your stuff for the district. Have the best first week that you can. Wow, my wife's desk behind me. Look at that. Look at that. She's got vitamins, and that's a chocolate frog from Harry Potter. Look at the stack of papers back there. Oh my gosh. Wow. Anyways, go have a great first week. Do the best you can. Don't stress about it too much. We're all in it together. We'll figure it out together. It's fine. All right. And I'll talk to you next week. I'll have a bunch of stuff for you to do. We'll have some lessons. We're going to get into identity. We're going to get into culture and society and ideas and all kinds of things. For the TOK, we're going to get into the arts and science and what is knowledge and what's a question. And we still have to do religion. All kinds of great stuff, right? So I'm still very serious about trying to make this as good as possible. And that's all that we can do, right? So have a great one. I'll see you next week. Stay chill. Bye.